Sorry. It's a collection of different types of surgical instruments.
Surgical?
Yeah.
What?
Do you have anything that ails you? Anything that needs cutting out?
What, medical surgical, like battle surgical?
Yeah. In the Roman period, medicine was more about treatment of disease. But you had certain groups that were more likely to sustain injuries. They were primarily soldiers and gladiators.
So this is the type of things that would get, say, like, if there's something stuck in, get it out, all that sort of stuff?
Well, the majority of the injuries that a soldier was likely to sustain would have been either a penetration wound, as you say, from an arrow. And so you'd need to get the arrow out, and depending, if you just bear with me 2 seconds, just clean this out. What you had was, nowadays you get shot, it's a pretty nasty injury. If you've ever seen a gunshot injury, they are rather unpleasant. But in the Roman period, now guns, you did have arrows. Different arrows would cause different types of problems. So, if you were hit by something like this, it will cause a nasty injury because an arrow, when it's flying, spins. So as that's going into you, it's going to churn you up a little bit. But to take it out, it's a fairly easy process of just very carefully withdrawing it. However, if you were hit by this type of arrowhead, so as that's spinning and it goes into you, if I try and take it out, this is going to rip and cause lots more damage coming out. Problem is, you turning up into my clinic like that, I don't know what arrowhead's in you. So many of these instruments are actually, because this is a time when you didn't have X-rays. Nowadays you turn up, you've just been shot by an arrow, it's a Saturday night, you know what it gets like in Cardiff and the town centre on a Saturday night. Gets a little bit wild, a little bit excitable. Suddenly, Swansea have beaten Cardiff at home, so everybody's really hacked off. Shooting each other, that's gone into you. You turn up. So what I need to do is I need to find out what type of arrowhead you've got in there. You can snap that off. You watch the Hollywood movies, John Wayne snaps it off. I've seen one, I can't remember what it was, I think it was Clint Eastwood, and he carved a little runnel along there and he broke open a bullet and put some gunpowder in it, lit the gunpowder and then pulled it out so that it cauterised the wound. That's absolutely rubbish. It would never happen like that. So ignore what they say in Hollywood. So you snap like that. Now if it's a smooth arrowhead, you might be okay. But what I'm going to need to do is take something like one of these, a probe. I'm actually going to need to explore down the wound and just see what I can feel, because I can't x-ray you, it's not Cardiff in the 21st century, you can't pop you up to the heath and do a quick x-ray, see what's going on in there. So I need to feel and then feel around it to see if I know what type of arrowhead. And once I feel very confident, then yes, I might decide I'm going to pull it out. I may have to push it through, because if it's stuck somewhere, it might be easier to carry on through and then pull it out the other side with a good old pair of pliers than pulling it out if it was like one of these. So having felt this one, what I can feel is I can actually feel the difference and know what it is. It's barbed, so push it through out the other side is a better way of doing it, and just hope you don't sever any major blood vessels on the way out. And then what you could do is pack the wound and try to ensure, because as a soldier you're quite important. You know, it's taken a lot of time and effort to train you, and if you lose your arm or you lose your leg, you're no good to us anymore, so it's better to serve you. Now if you were a slave, or if you were a girl and you weren't important, then is it worth wasting the money on that? So they didn't have public hospitals.
No.
So unlike the Heath, you couldn't pop in and say you're feeling really crook and they cut out the infected appendix or anything like that. Some centres did have, and there is evidence that in Pompeii that there may well have been a system where they provided doctors to treat the population. And yes, you pay, it was private in that sense, but actually it was heavily discounted by the city authorities because a lot of ordinary Romans couldn't afford this. And if you weren't a soldier, the other big group was the gladiators, because they were quite important commodities. If you owned several gladiators, you didn't want them to die from a simple cut. You want them to survive for the next fight. So trainee surgeons would often work in gladiatorial schools initially to learn their trade and then go on to greater stuff. But the ordinary public didn't have access to that, and there wasn't a health service, so what they instead would do is the authorities, certainly in Pompeii, funded and subsidised, a little bit like the American system, where only they don't have the insurance companies, but they would fund these public hospitals so that you could go in and pay a reduced rate. I have a kosher lunch.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Thank you, but
Interesting.
so yeah.
Okay, thank you.